You are listening to the Retina UK Talking Travel Peer Support Group meeting recorded Thursday, the 25th of July, 2024.
So good evening, everyone. I'm Richard. Welcome to the Talking Travels Peer Support Group for Retina UK. Today, the 25th of July, 2024. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time out evening to join us. Just a little bit about myself. Like I said, I'm Richard. I've got Bardet-Biedl syndrome. I'm completely blind, and I'm married to the co-facilitator, Rachel. So I just pass you over to Rachel so she can introduce herself.
Hi everyone, for those that don't know me, I'm Rachel, co-facilitator of this Talking Travel group, and I also facilitate the Manchester Local Peer Support Group, and I'm also a volunteer on the Talking Support Service. So, as Richard said, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Now I'm going to pass you over to Graeme from Sight and Sound, and he can fill you in about the WeWalk 2 and anything else regarding sight and sound. So thank you for joining us, Graeme, and over to you.
Thank you very much. So, hi everyone, good evening. My name's Graeme. I work for Sight and Sound Technology. For those of us who don't know who we are and what we do, we are the UK's leading distributor of technology for people who are visually impaired, blind, and anything adjacent to that as well. I suppose the key takeaway from that sentence really is the word distributor. We don't manufacture anything. We work with lots of different suppliers to bring the best technology to the people who need it. So we have no bias in regards to products and services. Today I've been asked to come along and talk to you about the WeWalk version 2 cane. It's not currently out, but I have one I can show here and talk about. But what I'd like to start doing is I'm going to share my screen very quickly and show a very short YouTube video. I think it's about 2 minutes long, and it's really just the introduction to the WeWalk cane, or the WeWalk version 2. And hopefully that will open up some questions, and then we'll go from there. I don't really have a set format to this in terms of things I need to say or want to say. I really was hoping to be led by you guys and make sure that you get the information you need rather than me just telling you what I think you want to hear. But we'll start with the video and then we'll see where that leads from there.
A symbol of independence and empowerment over a century. And for the first time ever, a smart cane has achieved the ergonomic perfection of a traditional white cane, revolutionizing it without compromise. Introducing WeWalk Smart Cane 2. Our most advanced smart mobility companion packed with groundbreaking safety, navigation features, and AI. WeWalk's intelligent voice assistant can take you wherever you want to go. Through walking or public transport, discover and explore like never before. Conversational AI technology lets you ask your smart cane anything and everything with a simple press of a button. Simply ask, and WeWalk guides you. Fancy a tour around New York?
Certainly. Starting from your current spot, enjoy 20 minutes at Times Square and then a leisurely 30-minute walk through Central Park.
Equipped with powerful Harman audio to deliver exceptional sound quality through every step of your journey. A sleek and durable design allows you to enjoy your smart cane no matter the weather. Last but certainly not least, safety first. WeWalk that covered with overhead obstacle detection, combining world-first sensing with immediate haptic and audio feedback. Nothing can get in the way. Your imagination is our reality. Meet WeWalk Smart Cane 2 and say hello to unlimited mobility.
So did everyone hear all that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stop sharing my screen now. You don't need to see that again. There we go. So that is the introduction to WeWalk 2 that you'll see on, well, find on YouTube, and it'll be on socials now as well, I would imagine. I'll very, very quickly cover off the WeWalk 1 and the WeWalk 2 as a very brief overview, and then open it up to conversations and discussions and questions, rather than you guys hearing me drone on. So for those of you that are not familiar with the WeWalk 1, it was around about a year ago, give or take, that we first took it on board. And it was a smart cane with a much chunkier handle than it has now. And its primary function really was to detect overhead objects. So anything above, not overhead, anything above waist height. So it had a sensor on the handle that works a bit similar to like a bat's sonar or a bat's radar, where it would send out ultrasound and get bounce backs and find objects. So if you were walking down the street, you were moving your cane from left to right. As it detected objects above waist height, the cane would start to vibrate and give you indications that there's something, an obstruction coming either on your left or your right, or depending on where you had the cane. And as you got closer to it, it would vibrate more and more and more. It also has navigation in it as well. So when you pair it with the WeWalk app, you can then use it to navigate around a city. You saw it in the video there, it mentioned New York. And it will give you directions around wherever you are. Or if you want to go to the bus stop or the local Sainsbury's, or if you want to go around New York, it will guide you around there. At the turn of the year, WeWalk announced version 2. Version 2, the biggest difference is the ergonomics. They've completely redesigned the handle to be a lot comfier to hold, a lot easier to hold. It's a lot lighter. The biggest challenge some people were facing, if they had really small hands or had arthritis, or if they were very elderly and quite weak wrists or quite weak hands, they found using the WeWalk for any sort of extended period of time to be more difficult than it needed to be. So WeWalk have completely redesigned the handle, that it is almost identical in shape and feel and weight to your standard Ambutech cane handle. I mean, it does use a standard Ambutech graphite cane below the handle. It's just a handle that is slightly different, that has all the technology in it. There are other slight differences, but the biggest difference is the ergonomics and the aesthetics of it. So that's a very brief overview of the WeWalk. Does anyone have any questions or want to know anything, or want to start a discussion about it? Don't be shy.
Order, you are unmuted.
So Graeme, can I ask, if your WeWalk 2, is it a set sort of what heights do a standard cane come in, like normal canes for the WeWalk 2?
Yes, it comes in there's 3 sizes. I'm going to say the rather obvious: small, medium, and large. Let me just double check what the sizes are. I had them in my head, and as soon as I start talking, they're gone. So yeah, the small is 47 inches, the medium is 54 inches, and the large is 59 inches. Not that it matters to most people, but it does come in 2 different colors either. You can have black or you can have light gray. But I don't think that matters to most folk, because again, most folk are using it can't see it that well, in all honesty.
Yeah.
So what do you do if you're
white?
Sorry, there was 2 folks speaking there. I didn't catch that.
Sorry, apologies. Does it come in white?
No, well, it's just the handle. So the handle is either grey or light grey or black.
Sorry. Oh, okay.
The cane itself is I mean, I don't know if you can see this on the screen, but that's one there. So the cane itself is white, but I have this sort of light grey handle here. This is a working prototype. It's not the finished version, but that is the light grey version at the moment.
Sorry, maybe a bit of a silly question from me. I apologise.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. So what happens if you're taller than the tallest WeWalk cane, like size for the WeWalk?
Well, do you have a cane already?
Yes.
And are you too tall for that cane?
Yeah. It works, but yeah, that is the height I have it at. Yeah.
If you're too tall for the cane, so the 59 inch, you could maybe get an adapter for it. 'Cause, I mean, I know you might not be able to see this on the screen, but the handle does unscrew from the actual Ambutech cane. So I am the screw's quite long, so it takes a while to unscrew it. If anyone can see this watching, oh come on, there we go. So the cane actually does screw up and the handle screws off. So if you were able to find a cane that was longer, that suited if you were extremely tall, you could then basically, if you as long as the fittings were the same, you could just screw it into the cane, into the handle. Sorry.
Right. So you're saying there the inches wise. What does that? Do you have the conversions of centimeters or?
Yes. So the small one is 119 centimeters.
4 feet.
The medium one is 137 centimeters.
Mm-hmm.
And the large one is 149 centimeters.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 centimeters too short for me. I have a 155 centimeter cane because I'm 6'4".
Right. What you could do again is if the cane has a handle that you can screw in, I would imagine it might fit in, or if not, you could probably get an adapter that will change the fitting slightly so that it fits into the handle. I can't say you can definitely do it because without seeing every cane, I don't know, but I would imagine it would be fairly easy to do because again, it is just a screw in. It's not any proprietary attachment.
All right. Okay.
Graeme, a couple of questions. Intisar here. One problem which I face with a normal cane is walking down the middle of a pavement and not veering into the road or veering into people's gardens. Could this cane help with that?
Not necessarily help you with that because you're still using the cane as a cane, so you're still you're still moving your cane from left to right. You're still getting the feedback from the cane on the ground. So from that point of view, that would help you detect buildings or obstacles on the left-hand side or the right-hand side in terms of a curb or a fence or things like that. But it won't keep you on the straight and narrow, for want of a better phrase, I guess. It won't keep you walking in a straight line. That's really down to you.
All right. So the second question then is, if I have an address I need to reach and I put in the address details or postcode in the app, will the cane direct me to that address?
Yes, that's exactly how the cane works.
How will it do that? How will it do that?
And when you say how will it do that, what do you mean?
Well, what I mean is, suppose I get to the end of the road and I have to turn left. How will the cane tell me I have to go left here?
It will tell you exactly that. So it's by default, it uses clock faces. So it'll say either 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or whatever, or you can change it to the standard instructions you get from any other like sat-nav program like Google or Apple Maps, where it will say turn left, turn right. It will also give you a percentage countdown to let you know how far away you are from your target destination. We'll say you're 90% there or 80% there or so on and so forth. So it will guide you to your chosen location incredibly accurately, actually.
So if you take a step back, I use Apple Maps on my phone to a wired headset. I've been walking around London today with a simple cane. So does it have a recognised mapping function? Google Maps or Apple Maps, or do we know what mapping it uses?
So it uses all its directions and navigation's done through Move It.
Okay, so that's probably a recognised function.
Yeah. So
and is it Bluetoothable to a headset or?
Yes. It has speakers on it already, but yes, you can absolutely, if you're out in public and you don't want anyone to hear it, you can have it connected to Bluetooth, because again, it's paired to your phone, so you can your phone is probably going to be connected to your headset anyway, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so now the other point is, and what the last question person asked is, so obviously the radar, what's the angle of the radar? Do you know?
In terms of where the sensor's pointing?
Well, yeah, because if you think that the chap was talking about, sorry, I didn't catch your name, the previous question.
It's Intisar.
Intisar, sorry. So if you've got, say, a 90-degree angle radar, and inside wants to make sure he's not walking into a wall or the road, then obviously you can point the radar towards the gardens or the walls or something on. Let's say your left-hand side is you walk down the road with the fences on your left-hand side. Is it that you can direct the handle so that it keeps telling you that you're close to it?
So it's designed to work. So it's built into the handle. So it's not.
Yeah.
It's not, unless you are moving the or repointing the handle in a direction. It's going to work. It's designed to work with the motion you use when you use your cane. So as you're walking forward, you're swiping you're swiping your cane from left to right or right to left or whatever way you go. So your cane is, without getting too technical, I suppose, almost like a 45-degree angle going down. Generally, I mean, it'll be slightly different. So the angle of that is then designed to pick up anything above waist height, depending on your height. So it's almost pointing straight out, and then at an angle coming all the way up towards your head, almost.
But almost, I think, from my interpretation of what you're saying is, as you sweep with your cane, you can almost rotate the handle from left to right a little to warn you of.
Yeah, you could certainly twist your wrist a little bit, and it will give you. Yeah, you could. It would take a little bit more learning, I suppose, or getting used to, because you're then
of course.
You're picking up signals that it's not meant to pick up.
Yeah, it would be useful if they did some videos or something, describing that and showing that sort of thing. So the other thing is, I know it's a daft question. At the end of the video, the cane turned into the W from WeWalk. So is it? I presume it's a folding cane.
Well, it's a normal standard Ambutech cane. The WeWalk.
I don't know what one. No, that's my fault. I don't know. I've just got an RIB symbol cane. I'm not.
Oh, right. Okay. I don't. Can you see my screen at all?
I can. Yes.
So that's the WeWalk handle. There.
Yeah.
And then there's the rest of the cane there. So I've got a larger one, as you can tell there. So all I do now is it's on the elastic.
Yeah. Okay.
And then that's it there. And it's got like a strap as well, so then you can just wrap that round, and that's it, like that there.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, just like a normal cane that folds. But yeah, if you don't have one like that, sorry, I just assumed that everybody would know that canes do that. So yeah.
No, that's my fault.
Graeme, will this be on show at the Site Village in London in November?
Yes, it should. It'll be available to buy before then. So it was on show at Site Village in Birmingham, not last week before. It will be with us in Site Village in Leeds, and it will certainly be there at Site Village in London as well.
How much will it be?
That's a good question, because it depends on when you buy it. And I should explain that more now. So there's a pre-launch or a launch price there, which is, let me just double check to make sure I tell you the exact price. Yeah, that's what. So there's a pre-sale price. So before it goes on sale, you can pre-order it for £599. The regular RRP would be £699. So if you order it before it comes out, you save £100. There's also a trade-in offer. So if you already have an existing WeWalk, you can actually trade in your WeWalk and get a bigger discount and pre-order the new one for £459.
Okay.
But once it launches, the regular price will be £699.
Can I just ask, how many are going to be made initially? Do you know?
No, I do not. WeWalk have not made that information available to us. It will be, without giving you exact figures, because I can't say exactly myself, it will be less than 100.
Right. Okay.
And it absolutely does go on a first come, first served basis.
Okay. Thank you.
Can I ask a question, please?
Of course you can.
So, if, like, sometimes when I'm living in Liverpool and there's loads of things on the streets, there's chairs, there's sandwich boards, things like that. So if I was about to walk into a chair or a table or one of these sandwich boards, would I get some message to tell me that I'm walking into it and to move? What happens?
So no, so you might have missed it when I mentioned it earlier. As you get closer to an object that it detects, now bear in mind that it detects objects above waist height. So if you have a sandwich board, and sometimes they can be quite small, not always, but some of them they can be quite small. So you would use your normal cane to detect it, your normal usage of the cane when it bumps into it to detect it. But in terms of anything above waist height, even if it's sitting on the ground, if it brings it above waist height, it will detect it. As you get closer to it, the handle starts to vibrate, and the closer you get, the stronger the vibrations get. But it also works with the movement of your hand. So as you're going from, again, say left to right, if the object was on the left-hand side, as you were moving away from it, the vibrations would get less. And then as you move the cane back to the left, it would start getting stronger. So again, you know it's on the left-hand side, and you know it's above waist height. And as you get physically closer to it, the vibrations get stronger and stronger and stronger.
And
So
also,
it would detect trees and lampposts then.
Trees, lampposts, wing mirrors, overhead signs, branches, anything at all that is in its way, it will detect.
Okay.
so my other question was also, see, at the moment, my site is okay for me to get around during the daytime when it's light. It's when it's dark in the night time, and that's usually when most of the time I'll be guided by someone. So do people use this cane on their own in the night time? That's what I'm wondering about.
People use it. Sorry, somebody's got something, a reader on or something. It keeps interrupting the speaker there. Sorry, to answer your question, Terry, people use it all the time. Doesn't matter what time of day it is. And again, a lot of people who use it have no sight at all, so they can't even tell what time of day it is. They're just out and about using it. So yeah, whether it's night or day, it doesn't matter. The way the object detection works, like I said, it's through ultrasound, so it doesn't require light or any sort of visual aspect to it. It's all done through essentially sound.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Just a quick one. Obviously, above waist height is great, but obviously, for me, I've not got a great deal of peripheral vision. So, small dogs and children are at their peril. Is there any view to making it more of a so it covers the full range of heights?
Not that I know of, and that's not to say they won't do it. I'm not privy to WeWalk's future plans for it, to be honest. I don't see why they would, though, just because that sort of information you get from the cane normally.
Sorry, yeah. So I'm a thimble cane user, you see. So I'm probably like Terry. I'm pretty good at the moment. So I'm thinking more future proofing. So I think that's more specific to myself.
Yeah,
so I don't use a cane from side to side. So,
yeah. No, I understand where you're coming from, but no, for the WeWalk, I mean, you would need to be properly cane trained to get the full benefit of it in that regard. Then,
absolutely, yeah.
But yes, but the actual feedback you get from the actual cane itself is where you get, where you'll know whether you've hit a kid or a dog or a car or whatever because it's hit off it. I joke slightly, but you get the point I'm making.
No, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Can I ask, with the cane, like the thimble cane, if you hit a ridge in the road, it can bounce you the other side, and everyone would understand what I mean. Does it have that shock-proof thing on it, to stop it vibrating up your arm?
Do you mean like the feedback from the cane itself if it hits something hard?
Yeah, like you can get on uneven paving wherever you walk, or uneven. It's mainly paving stones, or get stuck in the paving stones. Does it have something on it to stop that happening?
Yeah. So the cane, the sort of, and again, are you a simple cane user then?
No, I'm not a thimble cane user. I'm walking stick, white stick user.
Yeah. So, I know. Can you see my screen, or have you got no sight at all?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Right.
Thank
So
you.
let me show you something. So see at the end of the cane,
Yeah.
there's like a ball. It depends what shape you can have. You can have different versions of it. So this is
Okay.
what ones. I'll put it a bit closer if that makes it a bit easier. So there's no point to the cane or the stick as such. So this runs over the pavement or the road or the rocks or whatever. So it's too big to get stuck in anything. And in this case, this one rolls along, but you can get them in different shapes and sizes depending on what it suits. Not when you buy the cane, but you could buy that separately and change it around. This is the default one that comes with the cane at this moment in time, certainly. But people, I've seen people with they're really about the size of tennis balls. They're really quite big on the bottom of it. But I think it's just down to personal preference and the terrain they're used to walking over as well.
Yeah, because that's another issue with walking sticks and canes, that you can get stuck in pavements or pathways or and it'll ricochet up your arm. Oh, it's painful.
You shouldn't have. I mean, there isn't shock absorbers in this as such, but yeah, the actual graphite cane itself should absorb a little bit of the vibrations.
Yeah.
If you smack it off something really heavy or hard, you're going to get some sort of feedback along your arm. I don't think there's any way to avoid that.
Yeah.
But the tip will certainly stop it being stuck in the middle of paving stones or things like that, or a drain hole or a manhole cover. It's just too big for that, and it will just roll over it.
Oh, definitely. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Graeme, I
ask
just
a
want to jump
question?
in. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I want to jump in as well. Can't get in.
Can we just ask if people have got voiceover in the background or clashing and banging? Could you try and keep it to a minimum, because the noise level is quite echoey? Just to ask. So yeah, I think someone was trying to come in then, Graeme.
I think Karen's got her physical hand up. I can see her in the
And,
video with her
and
hand in the
Rita,
air.
I can't put a hand up somehow.
Oh, yeah, so it just says Zoom user. I don't know who that is that's speaking. Sorry.
Is that Rita? It's me, I think, Rita.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, you came up as Zoom user, so I can't see your name. Sorry, Rita.
That's okay. No, I just wanted to ask, would there be a possibility to sort of try before you buy, because it would be a considered purchase at the price it is?
Yes and no, and I know that's a terrible answer, so let me explain first of all. So if you're able to make it along to any of the events we are at, or that WeWalk attend as well, you can have a demo of it, you can play around with it and walk around the event with it and try it out.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do a try before you buy in terms of just sending you out a cane. Because again, if everyone did that, we'd have no canes left, to be honest. We just can't do it physically from a cost point of view. What we do though, to sort of combat that, I suppose, is that we offer you a money back guarantee. So if you buy not just the cane, anything we do actually, but if you buy the cane and for whatever reason you do not get on with it, you don't like it, you can return it within the first 30 days and we will give you a full refund, no questions asked. You'll just get your money back. There is two caveats to that though, and they're fairly standard anyway, but I want to mention them regardless. It has to be within the first 30 days because we have to draw a line in the sand somewhere, so that's the cutoff.
Yeah.
The second one is it has to be returned in the same condition that it arrived in. And again, that's standard for anything you buy nowadays, but it's just worth reiterating that it has to come back as good as new, and is the best way I can describe it.
Okay. It's just a bit difficult to keep a cane as good as new if you're using it.
Well, not even so much the cane, it's more the handle. Because the cane, I mean, if you're using the cane outside, it's going to get marks on the bottom of it anyway. That's unavoidable because you're going over concrete or roads or whatever. It's the actual physical WeWalk handle that we're concerned about, not the actual the cane. The cane itself is almost an attachment to the WeWalk.
Okay. All right. Thanks for that.
That's reasonable, isn't it?
Sorry, say that again, Ian?
Yeah, can I come in now? It's Paul.
Yeah.
Right. Do you know whether do you know when there will be a release date of this coming out?
Yes, no, maybe. They are making some improvements to the software at the moment, so the release date has been put back a little bit. And for those that know, I mean, it's no different than what you've seen if you've seen it already. The release date will be October. I do not know when in October. They've just told us it will be October. And like I said, it's because they're making some improvements to the detection software. But other than that, that's as much as I know. That's why we're doing the sort of pre-order offer where you can get money off, because it was meant to be out before this. And like I said, they're just making some more improvements. Sorry, was
Again, I'd have to know what size I would need because I'm quite tall, and I'm totally VI, so I'm using the cane at the minute, normal, you know. So, does that come with I assume a roller? You know, it just rolls along.
Yeah, that's what I was showing you a minute ago on the screen, where it comes with I think is that the mushroom tip that's called, I believe. But yeah, it's essentially a roller, and it's elasticated like most Ambitech canes are, so you can if you have a preference for a different shape, size, or if you want one that lights up or glows in the dark, you can add that in yourself. It's not a problem.
Are these any better than the I had something a good must have been 10, 15 or more years ago called the Ultra Cane. Were they any good, or if they sort of, I don't know?
No, the Ultra Cane are still around. I am not overly familiar with their product offering. I know of it, but I don't know it inside and out, so I can't really compare it. I know that's maybe not any use to you at all, but I can't compare it because I'm just not familiar with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Has anyone else got any questions for Graeme on the
one more for Graeme. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yeah.
Me too.
There's a few folks with their hands up actually, so yeah, there's a few questions to come.
We've still got plenty of time, so don't worry. We'll try and get through as many questions as possible.
Yeah, there's no rush. There's no rush.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
So Graeme, my question was, if you consider one of those navigation apps like Lazarillo, if you a combination of Lazarillo and a standard cane, how does the WeWalk how does the WeWalk improve on that, please?
For a start, the WeWalk is designed specifically to work with the navigation device. I mean, it's got navigation built into it. That it's built around the navigation almost, so it's a more seamless, streamlined experience. When you're using a normal cane and an app in your phone or whatever other device you may have, you're relying on the two different things working together at the same pace at the same time, sharing a connection or not, and everything else. So again, without going side by side and actually doing it myself, it would be harder for me to say this is how they compare. But you're using a device that's designed to do it rather than devices that are doing the same thing all at the same time. So I would imagine it'll be a much more seamless, streamlined experience more than anything else.
Okay. And I promise it's the last question. This promotional price, will it be available at Site Village in November in London?
No, because it's a pre-release price, and the release should, fingers crossed, all things being as they are, it should be in October.
So how do we know when it's been launched?
Well, it'll be launched in October, and that's the date we're told.
Okay. So we can contact Sight and Sound for the order then, can we?
Absolutely. You can order it now if you want, and you'll get it at the pre-order price.
All right. Okay. Which was just short of £500, wasn't it?
$599, but if you have an old WeWalk, you can trade that in and get it for $459.
Oh, okay.
And just to say, after the meeting, a follow-up email will go round to everyone that's signed up. So everything that Graeme has discussed today, including his promotional videos, and I know you had a longer webinar, YouTube, they will all be put onto the email that gets sent out by Mark Baxter. So if anyone has anything that they think once this session's ended, then there will be further information, and all the contact details for Sight and Sound will all be on the follow-up as well. So just to let you know that.
Rachel, feel free to share my email address as well. So if anyone has any
Yeah.
questions, they can drop me an email. That's not a problem at all.
No, that's great.
That's brilliant.
I think we had a few more questions.
Well, there's loads. I can see Karen's got her hand up. Jill's got her hand up. I think Jill's going to have a stroke soon if she doesn't get a question asked.
Yes, can I say something?
Yeah, Jill, you were next, I think.
Yeah. I'm a little confused. If I was walking along the pavement with shops and they have one of those canopies that come out at an angle, they come out an angle to sort of shield the front on a hot day. They have them a lot abroad and things, and you're walking along. How would it differentiate that one is a high area that you can walk under, but if you went a little bit on the out, I'm tall as well. If you went a little bit further out on the pavement, it could probably take your head off.
It will tell you it will tell you the objects there. It won't tell you if it's at 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot, as an example. It will just tell you there is an object in. Again, imagine your cane. You've moved it to the right hand side. It will start vibrating and tell you that the object's on the right hand side. And the stronger the vibration tells you how close you are to the object. But it won't let you know if it's 5 foot, 6 foot, 7 foot, or whatever height it is. That's down to you to then navigate around it or avoid it or just or keep going and do whatever you need to do, I suppose.
So if it was at an angle and it was safe to go, say, far left, it would be the same noise as if you were on the right.
No, the vibrations would be less because the object would be further away. So if it's going away at an angle.
Oh, the height being further away would make
Yes, so it's further away from the cane, so the vibrations would be less.
Right, okay, thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I thought it was just on the vertical or right angle 45-degree thing was still in front of you, and it's still right in front of you. One side was safer than the other, and I didn't understand it could differentiate between the two.
Yeah, because as you're walking at the same time, hopefully you're moving your cane from left to right. So you're getting the angle of the parasol or cover or whatever it's called. So again, so say it's coming down from the left to the right. So the highest point's at the left and the lowest point's at the right. As you're moving the cane from your right to your left, the vibrations will get less because it's higher on the left-hand side than it is on the right-hand side.
Good. Sounds safer.
Does that explain it properly?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, there's loads of folk with hands up. Wow, this is good. Karen, I think you're next. Karen, I think, because you've been waiting for ages as well.
Thank you. Just two little comments I wanted to make. So somebody asked earlier about a cane with a shock absorber in. There's one called a no jab cane, which they may not be familiar with. And that's one I'm using at the moment. So that one's quite good. So that was one point I wanted to make. And the second point is, and it's worth anybody checking with, excuse me, their local organisation. I run a lending library. So that's why I'm really keen to get my hands on one, because I would like to have one in our lending library so that I can then loan it out to one of our service users before they actually pay the money.
Right, okay.
So that's kind of like, that's what I was hoping to do. So just if anybody does have a local organisation, it's worth asking if they do have a lending library.
Yeah, it's worth looking into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we'll make sure those two things get put on the follow-up email as well.
I can see Stephen and Terry with the hands up as well, but I believe Stephen was first. So I'll get to you in a second, Terry. But yeah, Stephen, ask away.
Yeah, I want to know, does the cane work with an Android phone?
It can work with any device. So whether it's Android or Google, Android or Microsoft or Apple, you download the app and it works. It pairs.
And will it work with an older Android phone? I've got an S9 Plus. Is that too old for it, or?
There will be a limit to the age of things. I don't know specifically. It depends on the version of Android it's running, not how old the phone is. And I think the current version of Android is 14 point something. But I don't know how far back it needs to go to be uncompatible. So it's not, the phone wouldn't be the issue. It would be the version of Android you're running.
Okay, thank you.
The best way to check is see if you go on the Play Store. and just type in WeWalk. You'll see if you cannot see the app, you can't. It's not compatible.
Okay.
If you
And
could,
how do we go about ordering the cane or pre-ordering it?
you can just do it online at our website or give us a call and we can do it for you.
So go to Sight and Sound to find it then,
Yeah, I believe all those details will get shared at the end as well.
They will, yes.
So what? Paul again. Sorry, I can't raise my hand because I've got to take this, open the screen, and I've got the volume up. It's quite technical, and I've got the speech will blow your ears off because I've got the What apps will this work on? I've got the Blind Shell Classic 2, and well that'll probably work with that, was it? Whatever
Again,
apps
the same applies to what I just mentioned there to Stephen about the go onto your app store, whatever I mean, it'll be the Play Store, I'm assuming, with the Blind Shell. If you can see the WeWalk app, or it lets you download it, then it's compatible. 99% of the time. There'll always be exceptions for one reason or another, but if you're able to download the app and the app works perfectly fine, then the WeWalk should work as well.
Yeah, so I'd have to look for WeWalk. Is that what I think?
The WeWalk app, you would need that. If you had the cane, you would need that anyway.
Yeah. Okay. I'll check that out.
No probs. Terry, you're up next.
Okay, so first of all, you said you'd be able to test out the cane at the various events.
Yes.
So is that something that we'd get information about in the newsletter? I assume we would.
I don't know because I don't deal with your newsletter, but I would assume that the people would let you know, yeah, that you'd get some notification about the various events that are on.
Okay.
Yeah, basically what we could do, Terry, sorry to jump in.
Sorry.
We can put it on the follow-up email, but basically if you go on to Site Village, which is the Queen Alexandra College, all the dates for Site Village. So as Graeme said a couple of weeks ago, we had Site Village Birmingham over 2 days, 8th and 9th of July. I think September is Leeds and November is London.
Yeah.
But what we can do is we can make sure when we send the follow-up, we'll put all the blurb that Graeme's talked about today, any videos, anything that's anyone's asked. So the no jab cane
and the lending library,
the dates for Site Village. We will make sure all those go on the email follow-up that will get sent out directly from Retina UK. So if you're not signed up to Retina UK already, which you must be if you've come on tonight because you would have got the email, you will automatically get a follow-up email probably next week sometime when myself and Mark and Richard got together to send anything out to all of you. So lots and lots of details will be on there. It will also have we'll make sure it's got Graeme's email on there and all the details for Sight and Sound. So
yes, like Sight and Sound's website and contact details.
So anyone that does want to sign up or go ahead and pre-order the cane, you've got all the details in front of you, which your screen reader, magnifiers, however you access your technology, you can have it to hand.
Okay, and the other thing I was just wondering about, because it's quite a costly item, is there any type of guarantee, you know, like if you damage it? And just curious about that side.
It's the standard UK manufacturer's guarantee warranty. But I mean, if you break it, that's on you. But if it breaks because there's an issue with it, then yeah, absolutely, the guarantee covers it. But yeah, don't sit on it, maybe, I suppose, or I don't know. But yeah, it's no different than any piece of equipment you'd buy in the UK.
Okay, thank you.
I think off the top of my head that Site Village is in Leeds in September the 26th, I think. It's there or thereabouts. I can't remember the dates of the London one in Kensington, but it is November, but I just can't remember the exact dates.
So it's the London one is Tuesday, the 5th of November, and I think the Leeds one is the 24th of September.
Was it 24th? Okay,
I think so, off the top of my head, but
yeah,
like you say, we'll make sure we put all the dates in the follow-up email with a link, so people, if they do want to go along to Site Village, they can register to attend. We'll make sure we include all that in the follow-up.
if you can get along, it's worth going. There's a lot of different things you can find out there. There's lots of different companies showing lots of different products. You get to try things before you buy them as well. You can play around with them, ask lots of questions. So if you can get, and it's as far as I know, it's completely free to enter. You can just walk in and walk back out again. You don't have to pay to get in. So it is worth going if you're able to get along.
Okay, thank you.
Does anyone have any other questions?
I was just going to ask, will it detect specific landmarks, say if you want to find a bus stop or I don't know, or say if you're in like the shopping area, you want to find a specific shop. Is it good at that, or is it?
Yes, I was actually going to cover that off if no one had any more questions, because there's a couple of things that sometimes people ask that haven't been asked today. So I was going to cover that off anyway, and that was kind of adjacent to what I was going to mention. So with the navigation, you can absolutely have it tell you points of interest, for example. So if you were walking around London, if you asked for points of interest, I could say you're 2 minutes from Buckingham Palace or whatever points of interest you want. Same with the navigation as well. If you were wanted to go to Boots, for example, to pick up some painkillers because you're just had a blinding headache, it could take you to the nearest Boots. With the public transport, it will tell you the timetables for if you're on if you're at a bus stop, it'll let you know the next bus and where it's going. If you let it know where you're going to as well, if you're on a bus, for example, it will tell you when your stop is coming up, and then it will tell you when you're at your stop so you can get off the bus or train. So the navigation side of things is actually incredibly good.
Oh, get one now. Oh, that sounds good.
And it's another, it maybe goes back to a question that was asked earlier about if you had a different app for this and a cane, and none of the navigation apps do that particular type of thing where it tells you how far away you are, gives you a countdown and percentages, how close you are, tells you when the next stop is, gives you all the points of interest and then guides you to it. I can't think of any app that does navigation that does that and guides you the way that the WeWalk Cane does.
No, it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Something else to cover off that no one's asked. In fact, 2 more things actually, and then if there's any other questions, we can go there. It is water resistant, so you can use it in the rain because we do get rain in the UK. So don't worry about using it in the rain. I wouldn't intentionally try and get it wet, and I certainly wouldn't take it in the shower. But if you're out and about, don't worry about it raining. You don't have to hide it or put it away. It will still work when you're walking about in the rain. It also has AI built into it as well. And I suspect, and I know we were talking earlier about, I mentioned earlier that I'm not massively privy to future plans and where things are going to develop with WeWalk at the moment, but I would be amazed if the AI part doesn't get expanded on a lot, because everything's going down the AI route. But right now you can just, again, using the navigation as an example, you can just press the button on your cane and just ask it, what's the nearest landmark, or where's the nearest Boots, or where's the nearest train station, or guide me to this. And it's a very conversational AI, so you could, if you were really bored, you could kind of talk to it. Sorry, did somebody say something? Was that a question?
Left the meeting. No, it's just someone said screaming.
Yeah. So I would strongly suspect that the AI features built into the cane that'll be their primary focus. I don't know that for sure. I'm guessing, but I think that's where it would head.
My guide dog is due to retire in December, so that's why I'm quite keen on sort of trialing it, because obviously it'll help a lot till I get a new dog, if I get one.
Yeah, it's worth noting as well that the WeWalk Cane, I mean, you can use it in nothing else, but it is designed so that if you have a guide dog or you have something else for mobility or whatever, it's designed to work in conjunction with it. It's not designed to particularly replace anything except another cane, obviously. But if you have a guide dog, you can use the cane and the guide dog at the same time. Or if you had some sort of wearable device that was giving you guidance as well, it's designed to work with it. It's not designed to replace that.
So if you've got a guide dog, can you use obviously if you bought the cane, but then could you use the app as a start, like along with the guide dog or not?
There's no reason why not. Absolutely.
Right, okay. That's interesting.
So, Graeme, you mentioned about the upgrades. Do software upgrades cost money on this? Is there an ongoing cost to this?
No, but actually, that reminded me of something else, actually. So I'll answer that and I'll go on to what I was going to say. I just remembered there, sorry. So no, the software upgrades, the same way with your mobile phone or your laptop or computer, that if there's software updates, then you just connect to the Wi-Fi, plug it in or whatever it needs to be done, and it will download the update and install itself. The same way with your phone and everything else. And I'm glad you asked that, because I completely slipped my mind, actually. When I was talking about the AI there. Oh no, we've woke someone up.
Oh.
Sorry, that's probably doesn't like the Scottish accent. Probably that's what it is. But no, there is a subscription for the AI. So the conversational AI or the assistive AI type. So you don't have to have that. But there is a subscription for it. It's free for the first couple of months, I believe, and then it costs. Don't quote me on it, but I believe it's $3.99 a month or $39.99 a year. Now, if you don't have it, that will not affect the cane at all. It won't stop it working. It's just the ability to have the AI conversations with it. That's what you're subscribing to. Oh, that went silent. Did that kill the conversation completely?
So do you want to?
Does anyone have any more questions for Graeme?
No.
Okay, does
Checking
anyone
the
have
chat.
any?
There's nothing in the chat either, so yeah, I think we're good.
No. Okay, well, just want to say a massive thank you, Graeme, for sharing all the information.
Yeah, thank you, Graeme.
Regarding
You're welcome.
what we want to. Just a couple of things to let you all know. So, for those that don't know, Retin UK are having a conference this year. So the Professionals Conference will be on Friday, the 27th of September, both in person and online at the Pendulum Hotel, Manchester. And the following day, on the 28th of September, it will be the annual conference, again, either in person or online at the Pendulum Hotel in Manchester, just off Sackville Street in Manchester City Centre.
It's just around the corner from the train station. It's about a 5-minute in a taxi, I think, and then about a 10-minute walk.
Yeah, it's not far.
Yeah.
We also have coming up, which all this information is on the Retin UK website. We have the men's local group. We also have a Talking Tech group. We also have our Manchester Retin UK group, which will follow the annual conference, which will be a meal for those in the area that want to come along. But like I say, all the information, and we'll put it on the follow-up email. You can visit retinuk.org.uk. Everything is on there. Anything you want to sign up to, any of the groups that we have, local groups. If anyone needs any support or help through the helpline or the email helpline, all the details are on there. And like I say again, we will make sure it goes up on the follow-up email.
We will.
Before we close, as we know, we've just gone over the 8 o'clock mark. Does anyone want to share anything else, ask anything else before we say thank you and goodbye?
Can I just ask what Graeme's surname is, please?
Yeah, my surname's Marden.
Marden, I didn't catch that, but thank you
And
very much.
Graeme spelled Graeme, not Graham.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, well, if nobody has anything else to say, thank you thank you. Put my mouth back in. Thank you ever so much, everyone, for joining us this evening. It's been great. Once again, thank you, Graeme, for all the information. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your evening. And goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you for organising.
Thank you. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
We hope you've enjoyed this Retina UK peer group recording. If you have any questions or queries regarding its content, or you would like to leave us some feedback, then please do get in touch. You can contact us via our helpline on 0300 111 4000. Call the office team on 01280 821 334, or alternatively, you can contact us via email at services@retinauk.org.uk. If you are interested in creating your own peer support group and assisting Retina UK to grow our peer support group network and join our amazing team of volunteers, then please do get in touch by contacting us at info@retinauk.org.uk and speak to a member of staff to see how you can get involved. Thanks again for listening, and please stay tuned for more peer support group recordings coming throughout this year. Take care and all the best. Bye for now.